I know some of you guys here in the group. My name is Kellie Gee. I'm a registered nurse and I'm working out here as the program director at Senior Life Solutions. Is everybody familiar with that? Have you heard of it? It's a mental health program for Medicare age patients. So we have elderly people come and they talk to a therapist, but we also do group therapy. So you're talking with people that have gone through similar life situations to you, and they have some anxiety or depression like you do, and you can just kind of build off of each other and do things. Learn about hi. Are you here for the stress awareness? Come on in. We're gonna get started. And
Sorry.
Guys.
Oh, you're fine. I'm Kellie Gee. I'm just introducing myself. And so the program is for your mental health. You come down there, you see a therapist, and she helps teach you coping mechanisms and ways to be able to get through life and learn how anxiety and depression, how you can still live your life normally. So we're talking about stress awareness today, and stress awareness is linked to anxiety. So I like interaction. So we're going to start with, I'm going to ask you guys, can you tell me what causes you stress? Anybody? Bill. Bill. There's a stress ball for you. Company. What's that? Having company. Having company. You got to clean the house, right? Anybody else?
My bats that are in the row.
Your ducks are in the row.
You can do it someday.
Anybody else? Nobody else gets stressed? Oh my gosh. I got 3 kids at home. They make me stressed. And a husband. And a job. Is your job supposed to make you stressed? What do you guys think? No? You don't think so?
Yeah.
No way around it.
I think it's normal to get stressed. And your job having deadlines, that's a stressful situation. You know, I have to have all this stuff together. The difference is stress you want to recover with. Part of the reasons I've got these coping tools are fidget toys, kind of. This is a stress ball. I haven't decided what to name this spoiler. But there's lots of things out there, like Carmen brought, that help you cope with the stress. So the big thing is we all have stress. If it's even, there's such a thing as good stress. So you've got times that you are having a birthday party and you want to get everything ready for the birthday, for the kids coming over. That's stress, but the end result, you're going to have positive socialization and getting together. It's how you process that stress. So by definition, stress is the physical or mental response to an external cause, such as having a lot of homework or having an illness. A stressor may be a one-time or short-time occurrence, or it can happen repeatedly over a long time. Some examples they give is, can anybody remember the pandemic? How stressed were you then? Couldn't leave your house, couldn't talk to your friends, couldn't go have coffee.
Please, your phone.
Yes. A natural disaster. If you have loved ones with the hurricanes and tornadoes, earthquakes, even if you're not in there, it's stressful. I hear Carmen say a lot, we're praying for you. I'm praying for you. So she's reading that other people are maybe having a stressful situation. She's trying to comfort them by giving that information. Hey, come on in. No, you're fine. Somebody's laughing. You're right. There's also some an act of violence. Active violence can be stressful. You can imagine. So the big thing is we want to learn, how can I cope with my stress? So you guys kind of told me some of your stressors. How what's something that you do to cope with your stressors? How do you cope with, people coming over and cleaning, having,
Make a list of what I need to do before they come.
get organized so that you write it down, so you're not trying to remember. I like that. Anybody else? What do you do to keep your ducks in a row and not get stressed about it?
Well, if I could keep Ben in the other room, then I'm fine, but when he's going through multiple questions and stuff, I just answer. I kind of lose it a little, but working on that. But otherwise, there's times that I just have to calm down, regroup, and then.
Right, absolutely. Anybody else have any ideas what they do? I have some suggestions if you don't know. Yes. Here, you answered a question. Yeah, so there you go. I made these, they're homemade, and I crocheted them. So there is a coping mechanism, it's soothing. So some of the things that you can do are, they talk about going for a walk, any exercise, anything that takes you away from the current situation. Listening to music. There is also what they call a micro vacation, which is just a 60-second, and you take yourself away from the moment and envision somewhere else. Think about that place that maybe is your calm place and picture what it looks like. Just take the time. It's kind of like meditation, which meditation can kind of be complicated. That's also something we teach about, but meditating on it just to take yourself away from that stressor. And then obviously the things that Carmen brought, stress balls, they have lots of like fidget toys is what they call them, but those are something that can help with stress, kind of the pent up energy that you get from that overwhelming sensation. So then the thing about stress is it goes away after the situation is resolved, right? End of the day, everything's straightened out. You feel better tomorrow. You start refreshed.
Unless we obsess about it, not good.
Then you're not sleeping.
Mhm.
Okay, that's when we turn into anxiety. Before I move on to that, I'm just going to talk about, again, stress can be a positive or a negative. It may inspire you to meet a deadline. That's where your positive come in, or it may cause you to lose sleep. So then when we talk about anxiety, it's your body's reaction to stress and can occur even if there is no current threat. So if anxiety doesn't go away and begins to interfere with your life, it could affect your health. You could experience problems with sleeping or with your immune, digestive, cardiovascular, and reproductive system. Isn't that crazy that stress can cause issues with your cardiovascular, digestive? So coping and learning how to manage things when you're at the stress level is a lot easier than letting it get to anxiety. So here's some examples. Let's see. Anxiety. It usually involves a persistent feeling of apprehension or dread, and it doesn't go away. And it interferes with how you live your life. It's constant, even if there is no immediate threat. Has anybody felt that anxiety? Like you don't know why, but for some reason you can't relax, can't calm down. Yes. So here's some symptoms. Tell me what you think. Are they stress or anxiety? Excessive worry. What do you think? Is that stress or anxiety? Anxiety, stress. How about uneasiness? Okay. How about tension? Headaches or body pain? Stress. High blood pressure? Anxiety. Or loss of sleep. Actually, every single one of those are both symptoms of stress or anxiety. So that's, you want to make sure that you start, again, when you first start to feel those issues or concerns, that you figure out how to not stay up all night worrying about them. Because that doesn't solve anything, right?
No.
You just feel worse. And it's still there. So here's some more. Learn what causes or triggers your stress and what coping techniques work for you can help reduce your anxiety and improve your daily life. It may take trial and error to discover what works best for you. Here's a few activities. Keep a journal. So just writing in a journal. Sometimes I know personally, like if I have things to do, like organization, usually for me, it's I'm taking a trip. And as I said before, I have 3 children and a husband. So they pack their own stuff, but I still have to make sure they got underwear for all day, right? So like for me, if I don't write that down, it just keeps going playing over and over and over in my head. So similar, that's what journaling is. Maybe it doesn't matter what your idea is. It's just something that comes in your head and you need to write about. And it doesn't have to be a paragraph or pages or anything, just getting it on the paper. They do have, if you guys are smartphone users, there's a lot of apps out there. I only believe in free apps myself that can help you with meditation or exercise that can help with the relieving stress and anxiety. Exercise, we already talked about that one. Make sure you're eating healthy and regular meals. Stick to a sleep routine. How about that? If you don't get enough sleep, doesn't it just make the stress like 100 times worser?
Worse than having work a weird shift where you can't have a normal sleep.
Yeah.
So
As an RN working graveyard, you know,
I work in a hotel second shift. So
Yeah.
I have to get home before midnight.
and you can't just go to bed. No, you gotta.
So my regular bedtime is about 2 a.m.
Yeah. Exactly. And you just kind of have to be that way because you can't change that.
I can, I guess if you get tired enough, but I don't want to get to that point.
No, then you're putting stress on your body. And we're going back to our digestive, cardiovascular, everything is being pushed to the limit. So avoid drinking excessive caffeine and like soft drinks and coffee. I'm sure everybody's been aware of the whole in the news about these caffeinated energy drinks, that it's an issue. Do you guys know how much caffeine is in a cup of coffee? Yes, 80 milligrams in a cup of coffee. So if you're drinking, that's 8 ounces. If you're drinking a pot of coffee, which is 12 cups, there's a lot of caffeine in there. So there's a lot of things that's bad for your kidneys, it's bad for your heart, it's bad for your fluid level. But also it can affect your stress. It can make you agitated and on edge. So it's not that you can't have caffeine. It's in moderation. Cup is okay. Identify and challenge your negative and unhealthy thoughts. So back when we were talking about triggers, well, if you figure out what your trigger is, why is it a trigger? And how can you learn to identify it and cope and go, okay, if this is going to happen, I'm going to do this to help me prevent getting to that stressful situation. I've got people coming over for a get together and my house needs to get clean. Well, a week before I know what's going to happen, I can start instead of the day and do one chore a day or something. So planning and being prepared for a situation and how you're going to cope. Reach out to your friends or family members who can help you. Anybody do that when you get stressed out or have anxiety? Phone a friend? Call Carmen. Everybody should have a phone.
Oh, great. Is that a little bit for sure?
I love to do.
But don't you always feel just a little bit better? Even if you don't talk about whatever's bothering you, a conversation with somebody that you enjoy time with can help relieve that stress.
I call my sister.
There you
She's
go.
in New York still. I still,
That's okay.
she can't help me with the things that's happening, but yeah, we just talk.
But she knows, she knows things to say to you that will help relieve you. And it may have nothing to do with what's stressing you out.
Yeah.
But it helps the situation. Yeah. I can't get over how talk helps with things. So, if you're struggling to cope or the symptoms of your stress or anxiety won't go away, it may be time to talk to a professional. Psychotherapist, and medication are two main treatments for anxiety. Many people benefit from the combination of the two. If you or someone you know has a mental illness and is struggling emotionally or has concerns about their mental health, there are ways to get help. Crawford County Memorial Hospital is really focused on mental health right now. They've got the Senior Life Solutions that we've started for the Medicare age patients, but they've also brought in to the clinic, you're gonna have to help me out with this, but the therapist and the nurse practitioner.
Yeah, that's telehealth in the clinic, yeah.
Through the clinic. So they're trying to get more mental health available, accessible for us to be able to utilize, because they recognize all of us need to take care of our mental health, and it affects your physical health as well. Do you guys have any questions?
Just a comment.
Yes.
I started going to a therapist many years ago when CCMH had Joe Wonder here, Dr. Pencil office. Absolutely love her. And now she's moved on, I believe, to Miami. But she has two of courses really, yes, it really helped me tremendously, because probably most of you have heard, I'm a hoarder, and my grandmother was too. So one mom that program was oldie, but it's down to hardly much anymore, because Joe worked with me. We went through several sessions, and now I re-gift things in really nice bags. And I just tell myself that okay, somebody else has been praying for that product. And we just went over to the Carol thrift store yesterday and stuff again. But I talked to more people that were attached to our things. And a lot of us think that our kids are going to want them. My son has already said absolutely not. There's going to be a large dumpster in front of your house if I have to clean it out. So that's what's in the back of my mind, is I've got to get it all taken care of. So therapy worked wonders, especially on a bad day when you just need to go in and have that private conversation. You know, it's not going anywhere else. It's just between you. If you haven't tried it.
Yeah, and there's no judgment there.
Mhm.
You know, we've all had rough days, we've all done things that are out of norm. And the therapist is just really there to listen. They're not gonna tell you how to live your life. They're not gonna tell you you did something wrong. They're not gonna tell you you did something right. They'll listen, and then they'll try to give you suggestions on, you know, how do I cope with my hoard? How do I get things out? Get free bags and give it away to people. You know, so they're more there to teach you on how to make what's causing issues in your life not so stressful, not turning into mental health issues.
When my husband noticed I was giving away a lot of my valuables, that's when he questioned. I said, no, I actually let go of it and somebody else is paying for it. So it worked really good.
I did home health for a really long time, and I would take care of people, and they'd talk about giving to their kids. And I'm like, well, you're 80, so your kids are probably somewhere in their 50s and 60s. I think they're set. They don't want your stuff.
Unless they tell you.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Yeah.
certain things like this, or, you know, yeah, there's certain things for sure, but
But what we think is sentimental to us isn't necessarily.
Yeah.
my mom's collection of angels, I don't want them. They're really pretty. It will hurt, break my heart if I have to throw them away, but I don't want them in my house. Right. That's pretty much it for what I have to go over. You guys are more than welcome to stay and we can talk about anything else you might have questions about. I will mention that we're having May is Mental Health Awareness Month. We're having huge things out at the hospital. On the first is Chalk the Town. So we're gonna come downtown and do sidewalk chalk to write pictures, positive affirmation, pretty much anything you want to write. Are we gonna supply the chalk?
Yep, I've got chalk, so from noon to 1 will be on Broadway and Main.
Might have to have some kids come help us. With a lot of us.
Get down.
So there's
Yeah, we've talked to the daycares and some of them have verbally said they're going to participate. So
we've got about 10 businesses that are gonna do it on their own too, like do it on their own or do it up here at Broadway and Main. So we'll see.
And
And
on
then,
top of it.
yeah, and then the hospital staff will do it at 7:30. So if you have an appointment that day, you'll probably see them before you come in for your appointment.
So then also we're doing ladies night. Don't know if anybody's heard about that. It's called Real Talk About Our Health, and we're gonna have some special speakers. One is gonna be Brittany, who is the mental health therapist from our program. The other is gonna be Kellie Weinman, and she's the physical therapist from CCMH. She's gonna talk about pelvic health. And then Sam Pauli and Aaron Scheckinger are gonna talk about perimenopause and menopause. And I say talk, but really it's gonna be a round table. It's gonna be like this. They're not gonna come in and talk at you. They want you to bring questions. You know, like with Brittany, hers is stress, burnout, and balance. So bring questions about how to avoid it. You know, that kind of stuff. The pelvic questions, for Kelly, just, it's supposed to be a round table discussion, not a big presentation. And you're gonna be able to talk to each one of them. There'll be 3 different sessions. There's also gonna be vendors and food and
we'll have our registered dietitian there, and our diabetes education will be
There.
available too.
Where will that be?
at CCMH. Yep, and it's on the 14th of May. And it's after in the evening. 5 to 8.
So from 5 to 6 is the vendors, that you can visit, and then at 6 o'clock is when we'll start it off and kick it off with a panel. And so you'll have, the panel up front that you can ask questions to, and, it's all about anything.
And then, you know, CCMH has kind of gotten behind the color, like in February, you wear red for cardiovascular. Is it March that you wear the blue for diabetes? November, type 1 diabetes. So mental health is green. So on the 15th, it's wear green for mental health. So I'm sure that we'll be sending out stuff to take pictures so we can put it on the interwebs. And then at the very end of the month, the 28th, we're gonna have a walk. It's the Walk for Hope, so it's a mental health walk, and I believe we're gonna do 1.5 because 1 in 5 Iowans have a mental health issue. So we want to, again, bring that to the forefront. We're gonna have, several things, but one of the things is we're gonna do like these green ribbons. You can write, you know, somebody's name on it, you can write something, really whatever you want, and then we're gonna tie it to the benches. And I think it's 3 times around the hospital, is 1.5. We're not gonna hold you to that. That's what the plan is. And I'm sure there'll be lots of things sprinkled throughout the month. But the big thing is we want people to be aware and understand mental health is a concern, and we want you to be aware of it and take care of it.
So how do we join your group? We have to get a doctor's approval or what do we do?
No, you don't have have a doctor's referral or anything. You can call the hospital, information desk. I was trying to think of another word, I guess, and just tell them you want to talk to us, and they'll send you right to our phone number, and we can get your information. You can tell your doctor can get your information and give it to me. You can tell the librarian. You can tell Dustin, he's driving the van.
We love that.
And, you know, I like to remind people that maybe it's not for you, But you have neighbors, you have people that are providing care for others, and caregiver strain is a real thing. So if anything, be an advocate for the public, and if you see someone that's struggling, mention it to them. I have folders, you can stop by and I can give one to you to give to them. We've been out and about all over the community, and we're trying to make sure people are aware that it's out here and available.
And what's it called again?
Senior Life Solutions. Do you know where, it's across the street from Fairway, where Dr. Love's office used to be? We kicked physical therapy out actually, so we could move in.
I think they were happy.
Oh, yeah, their place up there, yeah, it wasn't a real hard kick there. They got a nice place. Yeah, that's where we're at. We hold group there 3 times a week.
Close from where?
Fairway. You turn like you're going to Baumgart's.
Okay.
And, if you know someone that's struggling and maybe they can't leave their home, we have telehealth. They can be participants in the group via telehealth. We'll help get that set up for them. We also have, if people aren't able to drive themselves, which CCMH is really good about offering transportation, but we also have a van and we're able to pick people up. And then we have lunch at the end of the day from the cafeteria. So when you come to group, you're getting it all. Yeah, very much.
So when group starts, do you keep going every week or how does that?
So I'm an RN, and kind of how it works is you come in and I assess you. We do a geriatric depression scale. We do a zone scale, which is anxiety. You're in core 10, and it's also anxiety. So those are numbers that I get, and it helps us see where you are. And also, it's a way for us to say, hey, Medicare, they're at this number, and we're going up or down. And they like numbers to pay for things. So after you see me, you see the psychiatrist. We have a psychiatrist that is telehealth. We set everything up. You come to us. You talk to her on our system. And once Dr. Boudreau visits with you, then goes to Brittany, who is the therapist. And she does the care plan and determines, are you going to come 1 time a week or 3 times a week? Typically, we recommend 3 times a week initially. It just is the best, like when you go to physical therapy, you typically go 3 times a week. It's just the best way to get the most out of the program. And then after the group, we taper you off. And so you just start coming less and less. We also offer individual therapy sessions and family sessions. So like we've had people that they're struggling with their marriage right now. And so we've been able to bring the spouse in and talk to them and help them, can you imagine having your spouse suffer from extreme anxiety or depression, and you want to help them, but everything you do actually makes it worse. So you can come in and the therapist can talk to you and help you understand and process how to actually help your spouse. And then we also have aftercare. So once you graduate the program, we call you up and say, hey, we're going to have pretty good coffee next week. Are you going to come? So we do that once a month, and we bring everybody back that wants to come and just visit and make sure you're not having any issues. Because the thing about mental health, things that happen with life, you get to feeling better, the sun is shining, and not stuck inside because of the snow, and then I have a new diagnosis of diabetes, or I lose a loved one, and then for some reason I'm struggling again. So I really just want to check back in and make sure you're not having any issues with mental health and that you don't need some extra reminders on, remember this helped you with your goals. It's easy to lose track of that.
Kind of question, all these groups and activities and all that is, do you have any kind of like a calendar or something on social networking that somebody can follow and keep up? Like maybe I want to do this one, but I don't want to do that one.
Well, the way the groups work is it's an outpatient therapy program. So it's not like you can do
Like
like
sidewalk talk. business,
Oh.
stuff like that, where it's,
That's
you know, it's something that I can just follow in.
Mhm.
Oh, this month, this is going on.
Yeah, so on our California Memorial Hospital.
Straight that one, we'll cover a blanket, all of it.
Yep.
Perfect.
That's cool.
Yeah, thought-
Social media, you throw it out there. Yeah. And Jill does it monthly for sure, but you usually pop something on every week.
For the,
Just,
yeah,
yeah,
it's like
activities that we have.
Brandy and Billy do a lot of them, it's
Oh,
about 3 a day.
Yeah, we post all over, so it doesn't matter what you're on, we're hopefully seeing it.
Just gotta start following, right?
Yeah. That's the first step.
And you know, yeah, there's a calendar you can check in on a regular basis. I think, you know, just like the library has a
Mhm.
calendar. Well, yes, yeah.
And Kelly usually comes to our co-cares meeting, that's once a month, the second Thursday of the month up at the hospital. I always tell everybody to be there at 2:30 because we start our meeting at 3, that it's absolutely wonderful every time it's something different. And Louise Belbrook and Damon have done that, and we get a lot from it.
This month, next month, it's a life alert. It's about life alert. I'm excited. I need the information about that.
When I needed mine, nobody locally told them.
Yeah.
So I had a friend, thank God, that helped me get set up, but this one actually is over in Carroll. Coming and speaking. It just made no sense to me when I was in need. I thought surely somebody locally would, because I always like person I know that I can talk with. If I have any issues, then I can deal with them. And I was just devastated that, and apparently I guess they saw them for quite a while, but who knew? So if you have time, come through, well worth it. And we also have cookies.
Meat and cheese and fruit and vegetables.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
But it's well worth it. Everybody.
And I've been, I don't know, are we gonna be doing it this time of day going forward? I've been having these monthly meetings for a few months here at the library, do something different every month. There's been one for women's health, and of course, I can't remember any other ones, but every month it's something new. And they've been putting it on the library page, and it's typically at like, I want to say 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Thursday. So you can keep looking for that. and Get some more information. I forgot, I have pinned it. I forgot.
They also have a library group here that is Color Me Calm. And it's a wonderful group if you ever just want to get out. I forget that when we have our meet, Color Me Calm. This Tuesday and every month. Yeah, it's a wonderful 5:30. It gives you a chance to visit with people too. And they supply everything.
You're welcome. And my contact information is on this paper on the bottom, my telephone number is if you want to call me at any time with questions.
Yeah, sorry, if you want to.
I got that one already.
Also.
Does anybody else need a cookie toy?
Very
She's not gonna share it either, I saw her.
You're gonna fill in cookie, but
No, my husband is from Wisconsin.
I think I'm good.
There we go.
I'm down, yes, and
Brandy. Brandy.
thank you.
That was stressful, kind of get on it. Street girl, so I know, me too. I went to Casey's to get lunch, but then I couldn't figure out how to get here.
Yeah.
I could usually just straight up.
Yeah, well, what I did was I started going up the street and went, oh no, it's 3 o'clock. I'm getting out. I don't want to go this way. Oh. Go that way. So there's some statistics on this. There's a crossword puzzle. Just some information for you to go over. Like I said, when you get home, take a look at it, and if you don't understand something, or have questions, down here at the bottom is my phone number.
Dennis and also has a lot of really nice cars. I love watching them. Okay, really a good place. The double park and
Get some nature, yeah.
I had to stop going to the drink lines, so because it was a little late. So I just take my own thing.
There you go.